Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. And I thought after the couple of games we've had in the past couple of days, very short, some of them. So it's hard to control sometimes when you want to cast everybody. Sometimes there's only limited games. So I found this game and I thought, let's give this a crack, because this one seems like it's going to be quite long. And it's involving FireCake, who I understand plays a lot of long games. Seems to stretch out a lot of his games. So anyway, let's go ahead, introduce the players. Down the bottom left side of the map, it is Mr. FireCake, 24 years of age, from France. Plays for the Punchline ESC team. And his opponent up the top right side of the map, playing the Protoss, Mr. BabyKnight, 22 years of age, from Denmark. And currently retired, actually, so he's given up the Starcraft 2 by the looks of his profile, but he may have been part of Team Millennium at the point where he played this. Yeah, I think so. Oh, no, actually, he left Millennium in May, and this was cast in August, so I assume he was teamless at the point that this was cast. But, well, at the point that this was played, not cast. But anyway, let's get past all that and have a look. So we've got a couple of sentries here defending against Lings, doing a pretty good job. The Lings are having a go as well. More Lings coming in. They do have speed. They do manage to kill that probe, which is pretty awesome. And now they're running across, but this is completely closed off. No, not completely. There's a Zealot there, which is blocking the only gap. So yeah, they're not going to be able to get in anytime soon, but they do decide to have a crack at the Nexus. BabyKnight needs to get on top of this, because those Lings are doing a ton of damage. It's starting to get a little bit crazy. And I don't know if they could actually finish it off, but I think there's a decent chance they could. However, once the Nexus is finished, you Nexus overcharge it, and the Lings all die very quickly. So they need to keep up with it. However, 6 sentries is obviously just a little bit too much for them to just stick on the Nexus and just go nuts trying to destroy it. So he's fallen on back, and he's going to be getting out of there. Maybe try and get some scouting done, but very nice. Gateway and Robo Facility coming down there, so he's obviously expecting a lot more Ling plays out of Mr. FireCake, and we'll see if that is indeed what is going to happen. I'm unsure what sort of player FireCake is, but given that he plays a lot of long games, I'm going to guess that Swarm hosts are definitely in his repertoire. So yes, he's already got a third base coming down, and BabyKnight, of course, he's got his third base down. So there we go, fourth base coming out for FireCake. Excellent stuff, and we'll see how far out he's going to be pushing the workers. He's doing a sensational job so far. Wouldn't be surprised to see him push even further up to the 80 mark, although 70 is definitely enough at this point to do exactly whatever he wants. But the problem is, if BabyKnight starts getting up to 70, then it might be a little bit of a worry in the near term. For now, though, we do have a spy coming out. He's actually building 2 more hatcheries, so we're going to have a macro hatchery out on the side of the 4th one, which is going to be pretty sweet. And it's going to help to defend it as well a little bit. So the reinforcement, he's got twice as many reinforcements coming out of this base. If it does get cut off, like if the Protoss run down this ramp and he has to sort of double side them, then with his reinforcements, then yeah, having a second hatchery there is going to help quite a bit. But it's a bit of a niche case, so I'm not sure if it's really going to happen. We do have some stuff coming out for Mr. FireCake. He's got 1 armor, he's getting level 2 armor and level 1 weapons, so it does look like Mutiling is the way to go, although he is getting Roach Hydra play as well. And yes, we've got level 2 weapons coming out for Mr. BabyKnight. No armor as of yet, but it looks like he's going for very much Stalker Immortal heavy play at the moment. So he's obviously expecting Roaches, and we did see a few Roaches coming out, but we know that the Spire is coming out. So my guess is it's going to be something like Ling Hydra Corruptor is going to be the main play. I don't think Mutiling is really going to happen. No, there are Mutas coming out. Mutas not generally a good play against Protoss, because stuff like Stalkers and Sentries are just so good. You can get the insane amount of Mutas, which just completely overwhelm everything and start to become unstoppable, but you need a lot of Mutas to do that. And even then, the Protoss has effective counters such as Storm or Archons. Archons are really good. You get about 6 or 7 of them, and you destroy any cloud of Mutas in a fair number of seconds, because yeah, the Archons just have enough health so that they last long enough to do insane damage to the Mutas. So yeah, mass Mutas, it's interesting. It could work, but there are definite hard counters to it, and BabyKnight, I'm quite sure, is aware of them. So we'll just, yeah, it looks like it is going to be mutaling for now. Maybe the mute is just a sort of harassment unit, just get a few of them out, start having a look, start seeing what's going on. There are excellent not harassment, they are excellent harassment units, but scouting as well. They're excellent scouting units. And so they can go in there, they can see everything that's going on. They can see the second Stargate and the fleet beacon, which I'm quite sure that is going to be nice to scout, but this may indeed just be for Phoenix and for counter the Phoenix range, something like that. Oh, get a control of your muters. You need to get control of your muters. There we go, it's going in. So I think he scouted everything here. He scouted the robotics bay, he scouted the fleet beacon, he scouted the double Stargate, and that's all the information I think he needs at this point. He doesn't need anything else. He knows what's going on, and I would be very, very surprised if we did not see some Corruptors coming out very, very shortly. Because Corruptors, they're going to be great versus Phoenix, they're going to be great versus Colossus, they're going to be great all around. And yeah, Mutas, I don't think we're going to be seeing any of them anytime soon. But we do have a Hive coming out, so he may be saving up for Viper Tech. However, what has he got right now? He's got to have a decent amount of units. 113 Lings, 5... So it's a massive, massive amount of Lings coming out here. And the Lings going to be enough to take these guys out. They're going to wreck the Stalkers. The Sentries, yeah. I don't know. If we get a good split on the Ling army, if he manages to split them up, then maybe BabyKnight could do something here, but Hydras are coming out as well, and Hydras are going to be excellent. What are these Hydra numbers? He's got 5 with 7 more. That's going to be good. We've got Ultra Cavern as well. So getting right into the late game tech is Mr. FireCake, and BabyKnight is actually getting the Phoenix range. He obviously hasn't realized that FireCake has completely and utterly stopped building mutas. For some time, actually, he hasn't built mutas for ages. He built the 4, and then that's it. He's just sort of, maybe he just built those 4 to get BabyKnight working on Phoenix, which is, eventually it's just going to be a useless unit for him. And he's maybe starting to realize that, because he's not actually building Phoenix. He's got the Phoenix range upgrade, but he's not double pumping Phoenix out of his Stargate. In fact, he's not building any out of his Stargate at the moment, which, yeah, I can definitely understand. But what I can't understand is why we don't have any... I mean, we've got the Vipers, which is good. They're going to counter the Colossus at the moment. Yeah, okay, so if he assumes that no Phoenix are going to come out anymore, and he assumes that Colossus are coming out, then yeah, maybe all he needs is Vipers. Oh, going in here, I think he's going to be able to snipe this base nice and fast. There it goes, definitely forced to be cancelled there. A bit of damage done to the Lings, but that's damage that he can afford. Moving the Lings on the other side, going for, I don't know what he's going for. He's going for the main army, he's going for the third base, he's going for everything. Not much is going to happen here with that cannon, and the forces do get scared away. He's got these other guys in here, so he's double pronging and triple pronging attacks. So I think those guys were just to force the main army away so we can get the Lings in here and force it to be cancelled again, which is an excellent play, but there's just too many Stalkers. We're over there nice and fast. These Lings going to run in, going to try for a scout. They do get the scout that they need, although they're trying to go for the cannons instead, which is not the best option because, I mean, get in there, get a scout going, because, yeah, taking out one cannon is not going to help you win the game. So what have we got going on? Do we have any Ultras out yet? Has he started building them? The answer is no, but FireCake has macroed up a huge amount of resources and gas. BabyKnight not doing too badly himself with a very, very decent amount of minerals in the bank. And just sending out Lings at the moment. It looks like FireCake is just buying time, making sure that BabyKnight does not attack him while he gears up for God knows what. I don't know what he's gearing up for, but now the Ultras are coming out. And they're gonna coincide with level 3 armor, level 3 weapons, all that crazy stuff. I can see why FireCake plays so many late games. He is doing delaying tactics all over the place in order to get himself a full army of the biggest, baddest units that he possibly can have. He's going for level 3 air weapons. I got no idea why, since he has no air attack at all. But maybe, I would say that Colossus at some point are going to be good. Maybe his plan is to just go in there, knock everything out with the Ultras, and then tech switch onto mutas at some point. Maybe. I mean, Corruptors or tech switches to Broodlords or something like that. Who knows? He does have 4 ultras, but BabyKnight's starting to look very, very strong here. He does have 3 weapons. No armor, though. But shields are coming down, so it's going to be interesting. The ultra's getting nice and close. And there we go. The Scouting Stalker has seen the ultras. And suddenly, Immortals are going to be the play here, I feel like. Immortals are just a massive amount of Stalkers because Colossus suddenly are not as good as he may have thought. They're good against the Hydras, but not so good against the Ultralisk. So we'll see how it goes, because BabyKnight does have a massive amount of Stalkers, which are excellent units for destroying the Ultras. Not as good as Immortals, obviously, but they are fairly good considering their cost. And so BabyKnight is not utterly unprepared for the Ultras coming out. He should still be able to do some stuff with them. Managing to get another bunch of Lings in here. Going to be destroying, if they can destroy both these pylons, that is going to suck, but some Zealots are going to come out. One of them failed to come out because the pylon did get destroyed. And it looks like, oh, it's going to be close. The pylon does go down. 3 gateways, all this sort of stuff. Unpowered, that is not fun. Not fun at all. But FireCake going nuts on the expansions. He's got some nice defenses for this one. And some nice defenses coming down for this one. He had a base over there, but that one got destroyed ages ago. So, yeah, it's going to be tons of bases coming out. It's going to be, he's currently 6 basing versus 4 basing. He hasn't pushed the worker count too high, although he is pushing it up right now, 86. I can't imagine he's going to mine with all of those. I think he's going to use them for spine crawlers or making up for the spine crawlers he's already been building. And yeah, just go for army for the rest of it. Let's have a look at the ultra count. It is up to 10. Hydra count not that high, but still pretty decent. You can see he's maxed out with only 11 Lings, so he's really put a lot into the ultras. And if BabyKnight starts to find a way to counter them, it is going to be bad news. He's got 20 Stalkers, 5 Immortals, tons of Zealots. The Zealots are not going to be very good versus the ultras at all, but still, you know, a little bit of fodder gives the Stalkers a little bit more time to do the damage on the ultras, because of course if the ultras get in range of the Stalkers are going to die so fast it's not even funny. So it's nice to have any sort of buffer zone between the Stalkers and the ultras, even if it's just Zealots, which will die very fast. So interestingly enough, FireCake just sort of spreading himself around, and I gotta say, this is a long PvZ game where we have not seen Swarm Host yet, so I've gotta say I'm very happy about that. Whole bunch of changelings running around just for the hell of it. Zealots, oh, actually Zealots running in with the changelings. So obviously FireCake knows exactly where those forces are, because he's got changelings running in, so very interesting tactic. Changelings all over the place following Zealots, and he's managed to see where all of the incursions are coming in. Although, in fact, those... No! What am I talking about? They're not changelings. They're hallucinated units. So it was BabyKnight doing that. So he just hallucinated a whole bunch of Zealots and sent them in to draw FireCake off his true target, which was the 6th base down there. So, man, my opinion of BabyKnight just went up a notch. He was pretty high already, but that was an awesome move. Hallucinating Zealots to send in and just strike fear into the heart of your opponent. Why the hell not? I mean, the attack that came in here to these guys, just completely full of hallucinating units. There wasn't a real Zealot in there at all, but still got knocked back by the spine crawlers, and the spine crawlers knocked these guys back. So BabyKnight now has a pretty good idea of what he can do, where he can send Zealots, and he knows that Zealot harassment is not going to be as good as it might be. Maybe this base can be taken out, but the other 2 outlying ones, the ones that are actually doing a ton of stuff, it's going to be very hard to get them down. But FireCake has still not moved in with the ultras. He's sort of sitting back, trying to get in a great position. I'm not sure. I think he's just waiting for a good opportunity. But we'll see if this is the best opportunity. It looks like he is going to be going for it. The ultras are moving in. They are on creep. And yeah, let's see. BabyKnight very expertly has moved back and forced FireCake into a choke position. FireCake realizes it and gets the hell out of there. He was not going to be able to have the best engagement right there. He really needs enough space to sort of swamp all of the ultras around the main army and just sort of chew through it. But if he's in a bottleneck, he can't do that, and that is when the ultras start dying really fast. And here we go. Here's the tech switch onto muters. So I thought ages ago that maybe a muter tech switch was going to be what happened. It looks like it is happening right now. Meanwhile, BabyKnight, I think he was getting 3 Immortals. He's now getting 5 Phoenix. So Somebody tipped him off about the muta tech switch, and he's scrambling to deal with it very, very fast. So we'll see how that goes, but I mean, FireCake has so many minerals he could easily tech switch again into like mass corruptor. He's building one corruptor at the moment, but he could go and just get a crap ton of them and start countering the Phoenix straight away. But he's still got this ground army to deal with, and this ground army is still looking, they're pretty serious, you know. But if he does draw away BabyKnight's supply from the ground units, if he starts building them into Phoenix and then runs in with the Ultras, Phoenix of course can't lift the Ultras up, so that's a few less units that BabyKnight could be using in his ground army, which could eventually help the Ultras doing what they need to do when the time finally comes to it. And how many Ultras does he have? He's down to 7 after that last engagement in the bottleneck. That's still a pretty decent number. 6 Immortals though, so I'm starting to feel not that good about FireCake's chances of actually destroying this ground army with the ultra heavy force. I think it's going to take a combination of things. However, there are Archons there, and there are still a bunch of Stalkers. So the Stalkers are probably going to die to Ultra Fire. The Archons, I don't know. But the Phoenix, man, doing an insane job. The Mutas are getting whittled away, and here we go. A ton of Corruptors coming out at the moment. And the ground army coming in out of nowhere, but FireCake, I don't think it's going to work out for him. More Ultras going down, and BabyKnight seems to be very, very happy with where he is at the moment. Picking up tons of units, taking them out with the Phoenix, and just doing a fantastic job. I don't know what FireCake can do here. He may have waited too long. He may have made some decisions which just didn't work out, and the Ultras just... I just don't know if it's going to happen here. There's so many Immortals, and they're just going to absolutely destroy everything. So I don't think it's going to work here. I really, really, really just don't. He's building 22 Mutas. I don't see how Mutas are the answer here. I really, really think that FireCake is just not sure what to do at the moment. Just not sure how to destroy this army. It's a great army. It's a great combination of units coming out from BabyKnight. It's countering everything that FireCake has previously thought of building. He needs to get something crazy like a heavy Ling Hydra sort of deal. Ling Hydra Corruptor, I think, is what's needed right here. The Lings and the Hydras counter most of the ground units. The Corruptors take out the Phoenix, they take out the Colossus. I really think Ling Hydra Corruptor is the way to go here, but he's continuing to build Mutas, and I really, really don't like that decision from Mr. FireCake, and it's really costing him at the moment. And the Mutas are pretty much useless whenever they get near the Phoenix, and the Phoenix are not going away. He needs to send a bunch of Corruptors. He needs to go over there and start whittling the Phoenix numbers down. He's moving out here, which is nice, but the army just warps back, and FireCake just runs for it. He's not got anywhere near enough to do what he needs to do. And beautiful fungal going down on the Phoenix, chain fungling these guys, and suddenly the Phoenix numbers are going down, but BabyKnight just pumping out a ton of them all over the place, and FireCake going for a ton of Mutas. He seems like he really, really wants to make Mutas work here, despite the fact that he was getting slapped all over the face by the Phoenix for the past 5-10 minutes. He's going to keep pushing out, and I mean, BabyKnight is going for more Phoenix. He's going to get 10, 15 of them, whatever. He's going to move out. He's just going to keep slapping the Mutas across the face. And FireCake not really seeing it, not really realizing that that's what the continual play is. And yeah, there we go. The Phoenix are coming out again. They're doing a great job again. The Corruptor's trying to help, but they're just not fast enough. And BabyKnight just going nuts after this entire Zerg army. The Zerg has no way of destroying this ground army anymore. He's got some Infestors out. Not sure what they can really do though, because yeah, were you going to fungal this entire army or something like that? He's sending the Mutas in here, trying to do as much damage as he can. The Archon's doing a pretty good job. The Stalkers are starting to go down though, so that's not good. It definitely needs this Phoenix support in there. Does get the Phoenix support, and now the Mutas are starting to take some heavy, heavy hits. So the Mutas did start to do a pretty good job, but all it took for the Phoenix to come in, and the Mutas just absolutely got owned. So BabyKnight losing a lot of his ground army, but in the end, it was the air army which took him through to the end, and just some great, great play from BabyKnight. He played very, very solid, and he didn't make any mistakes, and he did a great job at countering everything. And FireCake, I have a feeling that FireCake was trying to get inventive quite a bit, and he was trying to push a victory on units that really weren't all that well suited. The mutas, yeah, I don't know. He built a ton of mutas. He lost a ton of mutas. Look at that, 68 mutalists dying in a single game. That's never a good sign. And yeah, look, I mean, that says it all. It wasn't a close game by any stretch. It was 49,000 versus 20,000. And that was all FireCake, I think, just throwing units out there that weren't well suited to deal with the Protoss army. So the Protoss army countered everything, and FireCake didn't really adapt that well. I mean, he built 25 mutas, they went out, they got owned by Phoenix. What did he do? He built more mutalisks. And that, I think, was really where I just started to say, what are you doing? What's going on here? What's going through your head? And I honestly don't know. But in the end, he did take a loss, and BabyKnight, very, very well played in this game. So that's it. Game done. Thank you very much for watching this game, and I will catch you guys later. Stay tuned for another game tomorrow.